If you collect UK PlayStation 1 games, then you've definitely noticed this. Or maybe you haven't, who cares? But look, what I'm trying to say is, early release PlayStation 1 games don't match. They're in different boxes. And that's because Sony spent the first few years of the PlayStation's release trying to figure out what a PlayStation box should look like. Look at these. These are all official UK PlayStation releases. What a big fat porky mess. I tried to display my games front on to take in that sweet, sweet box art. But the cases, the standard case, smaller case, doubles, even a cardboard box? What are you doing? Why are some releases so different? Early PS1 games didn't all use one case type for various reasons. Sony and third-party publishers were still refining packaging and design standards, and on top of that, dealing with supply limitations, whilst other types of boxes for CDs were just there, readily available. Today I'm going to look at the 5 different types of boxes that I've just pulled from my shelves. And yeah, I know there could be more. So whilst I'm not even going to start on the various designs of boxes before the branding settled on the bottom of the box, let's look at these 5 different cases and why they were a thing. So first up is the standard PAL boxes, which I think was meant to be standard across the entire platform. The standard PAL box. Bespoke PlayStation embossed case, wide enough to hold a big manual translated into multiple languages, and room for 2 discs if needed. The vast majority of PAL PlayStation 1 games come in these boxes. Smaller standard. Now, from what I've read, these are actually the first wave of Japanese PlayStation boxes that were released before Japanese games went to a more standard CD dual case. For a while I thought these boxes were reserved for Platinum games, as most of my Platinums are in cases like this. But then I found these, so who knows? The double case. Now this is what I like. These are my favourite type of disc-based game boxes. Big, chunky, durable for the most part, and used by other platforms including the 3DO, and a personal favourite, the Mega CD. And I believe there's around 60 PlayStation 1 games that came in boxes like this. So you'd think boxes like this were for games with multiple discs, right? Well, yeah, kind of. You had games like Metal Gear, Final Fantasy VII, and X-Files that all had multiple discs and came in these double boxes. And sure, that makes sense. All of those discs plus a manual. But what about one-disc games? Well, one reason I've read is that the standard boxes that PlayStation games were meant to come in were in very short supply, and double cases like this were just readily available. So as these big boxes were just there and available, they were used in order to get the product out faster. And that makes sense, I guess. The game came out and the games were then subsequently re-released in the smaller boxes. Cardboard. Okay, so I think there's like 4 of these. There's Mortal Kombat 3 here. The first Tekken game came in a cardboard box, Warhawk, and an NBA game. The card is similar to the card used for the US long boxes. Feels like it could be a box supply and demand thing again. But I don't know. Games like Tekken and Mortal Kombat, maybe they were going for more of a premium feel. Promo/rental. Okay, these make sense. Last thing you'd want in a video shop is one of these plastic boxes on the shelf, which shatter the moment you look at them. These bespoke boxes are more in line with the then video boxes you had at the time, and have everything you need there on the box. So this copy of Bushido Blade is actually an ex-rental game. It's even got Blockbuster branding inside the box. Whilst these 2 games from my collection are promo editions, likely sent out to shops, magazines, but again, official PlayStation branding inside. I really like these boxes and surprised they weren't picked up as the standard. But hey, what do I know? So by about 1997, most UK stores were selling the standard PAL large dual case now that supply had caught up with demand, and the case that collectors associate UK PlayStation 1 games with. These changes reflect regional needs, including manual size, retail space, console age, and evolving production practices, even if it makes your shelves look like absolute shit. Thanks for watching this quick look at the various types of PlayStation 1 cases. I mean, what am I moaning about? I'm moaning about boxes that don't line up on a shelf. Who cares? But what can you tell me about PlayStation 1 cases? And does the ununiformity bother you? Whatever your thoughts, let me know in the comments. I'd love to find out more about why I have 5 different variants, and indeed, if there's any more I should be looking out for. Time Commando has ruined everything. Of course, I get to the end of the video and I'm filming all of my footage of the game boxes, and I notice yet another variation in the form of Time Commando, which actually has a black edge and PlayStation embossed into the side there. Why is this one different? Why are there now 6 variations in my collection? If you have any idea why there are so many different types of PlayStation boxes, put me out of my misery and let me know in the comments. I know in the US they utilised these Sega CD long boxes for a little while. Wonder how that turned out. If you do enjoy videos about collecting, physical media, and all the quirks that come with the hobby, then why not consider subscribing and leave a like on this video if you have enjoyed this little rant about PlayStation 1 boxes. Thanks again so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support, the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, the feedback. I do read absolutely everything and respond where I can. I haven't been posting videos as much as I'd like to at the moment. I'm in a really busy work period at the moment, which of course takes priority. But I will be back soon with another video. So until then, take care and I'll see you soon.